Shedeur Sanders was on the New Heights podcast. Thanks to Owen.
Deion Sanders.
Deion Sanders. Damn it, he was on the New Heights podcast. Shiloh
Junior?
was not. Junior was not.
Colonel?
No, he was not. Barry was not. No. Here is Deion Sanders on the New Heights podcast. Thanks for Owen, because he listens to it. Deion was on the New Heights podcast, and he says Shedeur gonna get his shot this year.
Have you been keeping up with Shedeur in Cleveland? What's the best piece of advice you've given him as a dad and as a coach?
Be patient and be ready. You got to be ready when it's time. But when it's time, you're going to know. And it's coming up. You know, I got a prediction. I ain't telling nobody. I got a feeling when it's going to go down. But it's going to go down this year.
It's going to happen. All right.
Yeah, he can get a shot.
When's it going to go down?
This year.
Yeah, but when this year? He says he's got a feeling, but he says it's going to go down this year. When's it going to go down? Daddy, please.
Does he know something we don't know?
Papa, please.
Do you think he can pick up the phone?
What if they put Shedeur out there before Dylan Gabriel?
Well, that's obviously where my mind went to. Do you think he could pick up the phone and get Kevin Stefanski on the horn?
Yeah, why not?
College coach, NFL coach.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He's a current coach. Yes, you can get Kevin Stefanski on the phone right now.
But would he, understanding the
he can
role
call into this show
of a head
anytime
coach,
he wants.
But do you think understanding all that comes with now that he's been a head coach, multiple places, of course he ran the high school, the prep academy or whatever, the prime, what was it called?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I should know, but I don't.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That he would understand that you wouldn't want to call a coach. You wouldn't want to distract. You wouldn't want to do anything like that.
Well, what's he going to say? Because there's a difference in going up, as Owen and I know, both as football coaches, there's a strong difference in why my son ain't playing to what can my son do to increase his playing time.
Yeah.
There is a stark difference in that, as Owen will attest, and as I will attest.
Do you think he texted Stefanski after the win and said, congrats, coach, on the first win of the year?
No. Why would he?
I think he's got his own fish to fry right now in Colorado.
He's got his own
Yeah, but
wins
you know how the coaching community is. Everybody, it's always a 7 degrees
Small
of
brotherhood.
Jim Fossil. It's always every
Pat Shurmur was the one that we go.
Yeah, I thought it was 6 degrees of Pat Shurmur, not Jim Fossil.
Everybody has been around, and obviously through the recruiting and the combine stuff. I just wonder, because if he's saying that he has an idea of when it's going to happen, I mean, first of all, is that shade being thrown Joe Flacco's way?
No.
Dylan Gabriel's way?
Maybe, but probably not.
Bailey Zappi's way?
I don't care if there is or not. No offense to Bailey Zappi. He is of no concern to me. Deion was also asked about the whole thing. Was this a Florio report? Well, no, it was Schefter. Who said the Ravens were going to take Shedeur, and Shedeur said, I don't really want to sit behind. Here's Deion on that.
They made a big deal out of Philly called us on draft day.
Okay.
They didn't mention that. I just let a cat out of the bag. Who was it? Baltimore and the Browns. They forget. I know I played for Baltimore, so me and Ozzie are cool. So
there you go.
We understood that whole conversation, and he wanted to talk to Shedeur as well as he wanted to talk to me. And I put Shedeur on the phone, and Shedeur, I don't want to say how it went, but how in the world can somebody fault him for saying or thinking, why in the world would I go back up Lamar for 10 more years? I've never sat on the bench and said, well, I learned a lot today. Where did these guys come from that sit on these platforms and say, oh, you should have sat in behind and learned the game and been what they developed? When have the pros ever developed anybody? By the time you get to the NFL, they expect you to know what you need to do and to do it, or somebody else go get in there and do it.
By the way,
do you agree with Deion?
Well, hold on. We just got, did we not? The elephant in the room is we just got total confirmation that was 100% true story. Anybody that thought that was a true story, that he was being smeared.
I didn't think that was no. You said anybody thought that was a fake story.
Yeah, a fake story.
Not true, fake. That he was being smeared.
Character assassination. His dad just confirmed it. Yeah. His dad confirmed 100%.
I never thought
that happened.
Yeah.
So anybody who went to social media and said, why is the media out to get Shedeur? No, it has nothing to do with that. Obviously, the Ravens leaked it out intentionally. The morning of the game.
I don't know why they would, but
they just, I think that's the That's the stuff they're worried about.
Maybe that's what. Maybe they're worried about the wrong thing.
Yeah, that's why they're 1 and 2.
Maybe they should be more worried about their guys fumbling the football. Maybe they should be more worried about that. Maybe they should be worried about the Detroit Lions running up and down the field on them. Maybe they should be more worried about that.
A throwback night.
David Montgomery beating the brakes off you. Maybe you should be worried more about that than putting out Shedeur Sanders stuff. Baltimore. The day before your game. Maybe you should be more worried about that than trying to celebrate 30th anniversaries. Oh, they had a Super Bowl celebration. Good. Glad you lost. To hell with the Ravens. Good. Real glad. I hope it comes apart. I hope there's dissension in the ranks. God,
they showed Ozzy. Yeah, they showed Ozzy last night. And look like he was crying.
There looked like there was a tear in his eye. Anywho, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah, Shedeur.
So it definitely happened. That's all. It definitely happened.
It definitely happened, one. But does the thinking make sense to you? Because it made sense. If they don't feel that there needs to be a developing, and he's saying, like, they don't develop anybody. Who do they develop? Well, that's a hell of an argument right there.
Well, and he said there was 2 other teams. It was Philly and it was Baltimore.
Yes.
They both have their starting quarterback in place and plan to have that starting quarterback in place for a decade.
And everybody, I saw this yesterday, and everybody was getting it wrong. So we went to the Browns. Really good decision then. Guys, if you want to play this year and you're in the 4th round now, going to the 5th round, the place you would go is Cleveland. How many quarterbacks have we started over the last 3 years? Like literally a dozen over the last 3 years, 4 years? I think during Kevin's tenure, he's started the most out of anybody as long as he's been. Like Sean McDermott's only started 1 or 2 based on injury. Kevin has at least 12, doesn't he?
Oh my God. Well, I mean, it was 6. It was 5 like back-to-back years.
Yeah.
But some of them were repeated, weren't they?
Okay, some of them are repeated. You're going to get your crack. Does anybody think Shedor's not going to play this year? Anybody in this room think that we could go a full 17-game slate and not see Shedeur Sanders this season?
We're 3 games in, and
we're playing this year.
We're thinking Gabriel could be in at halftime next game.
You think he could be in at halftime. We haven't had that argument yet. Does anybody think that Shedor's not playing this year? No one in this room. If Mitch can hear me, maybe Mitch has an argument. Does Mitch think that he isn't going to play this year?
He'll play at some point.
Okay, so that's 4 out of 4. I'm imagining Joey makes it 5 out of 5. I think he'll play this year. So, hey, you can say he's full of it and he needs to sit behind whatever. They're not going to do it that way. And they'll sink or swim based on their decision. If he goes out there and he looks completely overwhelmed and overmatched, I mean, honestly, he's a 5th-round pick. I think he'll probably always look completely overwhelmed and overmatched. So he'll get his crack at it, and if it works, great. We'll have a much different conversation, and I'll have to get the one guy who said on the phone that Shedeur and Dillon were better than anything coming out of the draft, and I'll say, I'm sorry, I didn't think Shedeur was going to be as good as Lenoris Sellers or Garrett Nussmeier. You were right, I was wrong. I don't think I'm going to have to. If he looks overmatched, then we're just going to move on.
We would be happy to be wrong.
Maybe he'll be a backup somewhere else, or maybe he'll go up to Canada or something like that. Who actually knows? But if your goal was to play this year, which was his goal, certainly, Cleveland's the best place for you. Now, it doesn't fit a lot of people on the internet's narratives about that, how Cleveland is sabotaging him, whatever that means, that the NFL was sabotaging him. All right, I mean, Eric Dickerson brought it up. It doesn't fit a lot of that because it's going, well, you're on one of the worst teams in the NFL going into the season. You're in one of the worst quarterback rooms in the NFL going into the season. You would have the shot over a lot of people. We brought up the Saints situation. We brought up the Jets situation. They have guys who you just paid Justin Fields. He's still relatively young. They're going to give him all the reps in the world. Same thing with Spencer Rattler and Tyler Shuck down there in New Orleans. With the Browns, hey, it's as wide open as you get. You got a 40-year-old journeyman there in front of you. You have a 28-year-old journeyman there in front of you who has since been jettisoned. You have another rookie with you. And both of you guys are probably going to get a crack at playing this year, unless Dillon Gabriel gets his chance and it's just that good. But I don't think that much of the people around there think he's going to be. I think Shedeur is going to play this year, we'll find out.
Does it make anybody feel better that the organizations that Deion just said in that clip had reached out to him, potentially draft him, are good organizations? Did that make the Browns fans feel any better? Like, because we thought here, I'll be honest, I thought that was an owner pick. I thought, all right, we're going to sell jerseys or, we'll capitalize on it one way or another. All right, well, Philadelphia and Baltimore. Those are 2 teams that also were apparently looking after him.
I think it makes anybody feel better when one of those teams are calling. Philadelphia, certainly. So, yes. But I also think that what this does, it does turn on its ear a lot of the silly theories that you and I thought were silly. I think it turns it on its ear. He's going to get his crack. I'm sure that if he goes out there and he struggles, some people say that for whatever reason, Kevin Stefanski, who's fighting for his job, is going to tank him on purpose or whatever. But he will get his crack at it this year. And if he wanted to play it the right way, or if he wanted to play this year and he's doing it the right way, he'll get his crack at it. And he'll have a chance. And we'll see where it goes. And if it doesn't go anywhere, we'll just draft a guy next year and we'll move on. I think it bothers a lot of people that this is what he wanted to do, and right now he's on his way to doing it. I think there is a lot of people out there that, for whatever reason, want to give him some comeuppance that really doesn't even need to happen. I think that you're more arguing with Shedeur fans than you are about Shedeur Sanders. I don't think that he gets in the gutter like that. And I think that people need to realize that. This is the right decision for him if he wanted to play this year. If he wanted to develop, it's a terrible decision. If you wanted to sit back and learn from great players, it's a horrific decision. That's nothing he wanted to do. He wants to play, he's going to get his whack.